Hello everyone, my name is Rene and I'm going to be covering Chapter 10, Legally Required Benefits. The background to legally required benefits, they were prompted in the early 1900s during high industrialization and also the Great Depression in the 1930s. Social insurance programs were designed for people who became severely injured or unemployed. It is meant to allow retirees to maintain subsistence income levels. Workers' compensation came to exist during the early years of the 20th century when accidents were very common. First constitutionally acceptable worker law was actually enacted in 1911. By 1920, all but 6 states had instated workers' compensation laws. The laws were based on principles of liability without fault. Social Security Act of 1935 addressed retirement income and health and welfare for the employees. In 2010, President Obama signed the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act. Categories of legally required benefits. There are 4 categories. First one is Social Security programs. Second is workers' compensation. Third, Unpaid Family Medical Leave Act of 1993. And fourth, health insurance. So, Social Security programs. The programs include unemployment insurance, old age survivor and disability insurance, and Medicare. So, unemployment insurance for individuals who became unemployed without it being their fault, meaning you can't take unemployment insurance if you quit by yourself. Old age survivor and disability insurance. It provides retirement income to survivors insurance and both disability insurance and Medicare. Individuals max out their old age benefits after they work 40 quarters or 10 years. Age for collecting full benefits is 65, which will be increasing to 67 by 2022. Survivor benefits can be collected if the deceased was insured and if the survivor is a dependent child or spouse. Disability benefits are available to disabled workers who are unable to work for more than 12 months because of an injury. Medicare serves almost all citizens 65 years or older, and it has 5 features. Medicare Part A, hospital insurance. Part B, medical insurance. Medigap, voluntary supplemental insurance. Medicare Part C, choices in healthcare providers. And Medicare Part D, prescription drug coverage. Workers' compensation. State insurance programs designed to cover expenses of injured workers with work-related accidents. Workers' compensation laws cover everyone except domestic workers, some agricultural workers, small businesses with less than 12 workers. It pays for medical care for work-related injuries beginning immediately, and temporary disability benefits after 3 to 7 days. Social Security, on the other hand, begins after 5 months, and Medicare begins after 29 months. Workers' comp has 6 objectives and obligations to the public. First one is to provide income and Medicare benefits to work accident victims or their dependents. Second, provide remedy to reduce court delays, costs, and workloads. Third, relieve public and private charities of financial distress. Fourth, eliminate payment of fees to lawyers and witnesses. Fifth, encourage max employer interest and safety on rehab. Sixth, promote honest studies of causes of accidents to prevent an accident. Family Medical Leave Act of 1993. It provides employees with job protection in case of medical emergency or family medical emergency. The employee must come back to the same job or a different job with the same benefits and pay. Employees can take time off, tend to their parents with serious illness. The fathers can take paternity leave to care for their newborn babies. Employees must provide at least 1,250 hours of service during the prior 12 months in order to get medical leave. Once you get medical leave, you will get 12-week leave period. The employers may require the employee to use their paid vacation the first before they use a 12-week period. The employees are entitled to health insurance benefits while they leave. Health benefits may remain for the employee if the employee has a serious health condition. As of 2004, employees can now take 6 weeks of paid leave at 55% of their wages. Health insurance. Health insurance covers many services that aid physical and mental health. These services include the following list: physical examinations, diagnostic testing, surgery, hospitalization, psychotherapy, dental treatments, prescription lenses. In 2010, the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act was signed by President Obama. This act requires minimum standards of insurance coverage. Employers and individuals can face monetary charges if they fail to provide or carry insurance. The health benefits must include services within at least these categories. And you guys can read that list at your convenience. Health insurance continued. Free-for-service plans, it allows protection against healthcare costs. There are two types: indemnity plan and self-insured plans. Indemnity plan has contract between employer and insurance company. Contract has expenses and rates. Self-funded plans, it's cheaper for the business to self-fund the employees than purchase insurance for the whole company. The deductible part employee must pay before insurance kicks in. Co-insurance percentage of covered expenses paid by the insured. Out-of-pocket maximum. Maximum amount the insured must pay per year. Pre-existing condition. A medical condition that was present before beginning of coverage. So health insurance continued. Maximum benefit limits. So maximum benefit limits are the max dollar amount over the course of a year or over a lifetime. FSAs. FSAs permit employees to pay for health care costs not covered by insurance plan. Employees then get reimbursed by the company. Health savings account. The employee deposits money into a savings account that is then only used for medical expenses, and it's pre-taxed. A health savings account is kind of like a safety account. You ensure that you're putting some money in there every month or every time you get paid. Some amount goes in there, the amount that you choose. And whenever a medical bill or something comes up that you have to pay your deductible, you can use the HSA to pay for that. Or you can use it for lenses or any other medical purposes. The COBRA, also known as the Consolidated Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act of 1995, allows employees that are terminated or no longer working to keep insurance for up to 18 months. This COBRA Act is normally used by employees that retire early. I know that where I work, some employees that retire early and they're in a union, they go for the COBRA for a year. It is very expensive though. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996, is also known as the HIPAA, is another act regarding to health insurance, and it has three provisions. One is the employees that leave employers and employers group plan will have coverage under the subsequent employer's health plan. Second, it limits the length of time health plans and insurance issuers may impose pre-existing conditions to which they may no longer apply, meaning that the health insurance issuer has a limited amount of time for them to conclude that you have pre-existing conditions, and they can come back months later and say that, hey, you have this condition. It is covered by this act for them to not come back later. Also protects the transfer, disclosure, and use of healthcare information. So with regards to legally required benefits, These are the legally required benefits by the government. And thank you for your time. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to email me, contact me, post on the post. Thank you. Bye.